The first one is from @HamelGoHard. There's 2 questions from this person. So the first one is, what is the one piece we could add to our existing roster that you guys think would make us actual contenders? Obviously, you have to give up something to get something, but I'm curious to see what you think. If you think whatever this system is missing could be embodied by one player. So if you had to pick one player, and it sounds like he's talking about a trade, since he mentions you have to give up something to get something. So we'll narrow it down to trades. What's one player that you think would solve their problems?
Like, I have to give a specific player name or just the type?
A specific player name.
Because there's just not... I mean, there's a lot of good players out there, obviously, that would improve the team.
Yeah.
But for me, the guy that would fit best would be Klay Thompson. Now, I know he's injured, and they're not getting him.
Yeah.
So that's why I was wondering, is there perhaps a mold that we can build? To me, they don't have a guy on the offensive end outside of Luka that really puts fear into the hearts of the defense. And Porzingis hasn't really done that this year, really since he's been here. But a person like Klay Thompson, who you have to account for, even Joe Harris. Honestly, Joe Harris would have been a second alternative. He's a much better defender than he's given credit for. Dude's averaging 15 points on the guy's averaging 15 points a game on a team with Kyrie, James Harden, and Kevin Durant. So clearly he can flat out shoot. He's shooting 51% from 3.
Yeah, I did a piece on players the Mavericks should target in free agency or as trades, and Joe Harris was one of them. And whenever you really study his game, he's kind of like a poor man's Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
Not as good, but his skill set is the same.
Yeah.
He's not as good in those skills, but he has the same skills. He does the same things.
Yeah, well, and you see the loss of Seth Curry, how it has impacted the Mavericks offense, because Seth was such a good three-point shooter that the defenses had to account for him every time he was on the court. So even if he wasn't getting you 15, 20 points, just him being out there made it so much more open for the rest of the team. And I think that's what they're missing this year. Hardaway he's too streaky. If he gets hot,
off the bench, he's
great,
fine.
and I don't want to discuss
and we've
about
broken
Hardaway,
down
but
why that's great.
So I think a guy that puts fear into the opposing team shooting the ball.
Yeah, so I think you mentioned Klay Thompson, and we mention him all the time. Like, it just, anytime we're talking about building a roster, we talk about Klay Thompson because I think he would be a perfect fit. Another guy that I think would solve a lot of their problems is Jimmy Butler.
Oh, yes.
Because he's also a great playmaker,
yes.
Great defender. Now, I know...
And he comes to play in big games.
He's not a long-range sniper, but just his scoring in itself, I think, is enough because you can surround them with other really good shooters.
Yeah, well, and Butler has a knack for making them when it matters.
Yeah, he's a big-time player.
Yeah, you don't leave Butler open.
Yeah, so I would say...
But, I mean, I guess the question...
Those guys aren't available.
Yeah, the question realistically who is available that the Mavericks could put that would make this team? I think Bertans is a guy that puts fear into the opposing team. I mean, I'm not saying he's the answer. I'm not saying he's Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
But they need a sniper from 3, and they don't have the sniper from 3.
Bertans is only a sniper, though.
Well, so is Seth. And again, you see...
No, but Seth was a good playmaker. He could do that.
All I'm saying is we're missing the sniper from 3. The guy that the opposing defenses had to account for when he was on the court. The Mavericks don't have that. The guys that are shooting their threes are Dorian, Maxey, Josh Richardson, Jalen Brunson, Kristaps, and Tim Hardaway.
So are you saying they only need a sniper? Because in the past we've talked about how they need a playmaker. Are you saying the sniper needs to be a playmaker?
Well, obviously it would be great, and that's where Klay Thompson comes in, because Klay could get his own shot if he had to.
Okay. But you're saying if you can only get one of those things, it would be sniper and not playmaker. It sounds like, I don't know.
I don't know. This team has so many holes.
Yeah, that's
it has so many holes.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, they need a real playmaker, but I'm just thinking about players that are actually available.
Yeah.
Where they could potentially get. They just don't have the pieces to get a star, and a star would be Jimmy Butler, Klay Thompson type of player.
Yeah. Well, okay. So guys that maybe are a little more realistic, I think. Well, okay. So Joe Harris is signed. But I did really want him this
me too,
offseason.
yes.
And whenever I dug into his game, I was like, dude, this guy, he would be so great.
I just want you to remember who
What?
put that bug in your ear.
It was me. I
No,
think.
it was me. And I kept
don't
mentioning
think-
Joe Harris,
I
and you
don't
kept
think you did.
dismissing him. And then
No.
you were like, I'm going to do some research. And then you realized how awesome Joe Harris was.
Yeah, so he would be a really good fit. He would be the more like attainable version of the best case scenario.
Yeah.
Or we also talked about DeMar DeRozan. Now, I've heard
Well,
some bad stuff about DeRozan. I want
I
to
don't
dig
get
into
that,
him a
yeah.
little more. I want to dig into him and see if he really is, or is this another Andre Drummond where
Yeah.
he's not as good as we
Again,
think.
I didn't mention DeRozan because I just didn't know if he was available.
Yeah. Well, I think DeRozan and Joe Harris are more available, obviously, than Klay Thompson and Jimmy Butler.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.